Hello everyone, my name is Maria. I'm a customer support manager in Planyway. Today I'm going to tell you about Planyway and show its key features. So now I opened Planyway as a web application, planyway.com/app. And please note that you'll need your Trello account to log into Planyway. Planyway syncs with Trello and visualizes all cards from your Trello board depending on their start and due date. Any changes you make in Planyway happen on your Trello boards simultaneously and vice versa. On the left side, you can see the sidebar with all created collections and the boards added to each collection. So now you can see my collection with the title My Projects and 2 boards added to it. If you'd like to add any other collections, if you'd like to add any other boards to your collection, you can do this by clicking this button, Add Board button. Then here you can choose which board you'd like to add to your collection. Click here, for example, and click Accept. Additionally, you can create the new board by clicking this button here and then apply the settings for this new board. All right. Then on the right side, here is the task list panel. I will expand it to show you how it looks like. It's a task list panel. It's like your Trello board. It has 2 views, the Kanban view and list view. In Kanban view, you can see all task lists and cards added to each list. You can group the Kanban view by members, by labels, or by none group. As well, you can apply the filter to see all cards or just the unscheduled ones. This way. Here you can reorder your task list, for example, and drop the cards from one list to another and back if you need it. You can switch between boards here on the top left corner to view, so you can switch from one board to another to view your task list and cards related to the other board, to another board. So then you will be able to perform the further actions with these cards here. Okay, and one more view. As I've already said, you can switch to the list view. And this view can be grouped by members, by labels, or by lists. All right, I will collapse the task panel right now and we can move on. In Planyway, you can switch between board, calendar, and timeline view. So what you see now is the calendar view with all scheduled tasks. Here they are. The calendar allows you to see your tasks on daily, weekly, or monthly calendar grids. So let it be weekly. To make your work in the calendar more convenient, you can add your work hours and work days in the account settings. Here it is. So apply, set your work hours, work days, confirm the changes, and then to disable your non-working hours, you need to go to the view settings here and turn off this toggle, non-working hours toggle. Then, so now I have only my working hours visible in the calendar. Cards can be created right in the calendar by clicking on a certain date. There you can add the card title. That is from. Set the date range, then the time range can be set or changed as well. You can change the list here, add labels to your newly created card, and this one. So several labels can be added, and assign it to a member. All right. Or you can drop any card from the task list panel on a certain date. This way, certain date. Then you can move the card from one day to another. Stretch it to change its duration. And if you have all day cards in this lane without time range, you can drop them on the calendar as well and stretch them. So all cards that you see in the calendar have a colorful background which corresponds to the Trello labels. In the view settings, you can choose here. You can choose if you'd like to see your cards colored in accordance with the first label color or board color. This way you can distinguish which board a card belongs to. Or you can choose the third option, no color. Then the cards will be transparent with the label tags on top of each card. Let's move back to the first label color. To prioritize your cards, you can make use of our priority labels. So they can be added here. We have 3 priority levels, fourth no priority. And then the priority line will be added on the left of the card. Speaking about the information that you'd like to see on your cards, you can add this in the view settings. To quickly spot which board or list the card belongs to, you need to enable these 2 toggles. And then, so I can see that this card is related to the marketing team, and it is in the social networks list. Well, when the task is done, you can complete it by clicking this button, complete. Then you can archive your cards this way to make them visible there. If you would like to see your archive cards in the calendar as well, you need to go to the view settings and enable this toggle. Then you can unarchive your card, and for example, you can also remove this card from the calendar. Confirm the action. After that, you will find your cards on the task list panel and will be able to schedule it once again later on. Well, oh yeah, one more thing. Please be careful with this button, this option, delete option. If we click here, we will see the following warning message. Informing us that this card will be deleted not only from Planyway, but from Trello as well. And this action can be undone. So we won't be able to recover your card. Please be really careful with this option. Well, let's move on. In case you'd like to split the big tasks in smaller parts, you can do this with the checklist. Checklists can be easily visualized in Planyway too. Um, if we go inside of the card, we can add the checklist item right here. Uh, app done. Yes. Then set the dates. Mhm. You can add the time range. Okay, let it be this one. Then assign it to your member, to you or to your member. Okay, and after that, if you'd like to see the checklist item in the calendar as well, you need to make sure to enable to turn on this toggle. Well, so now you can see the checklist items alongside the cards in the calendar. And the check items can be easily detected by the title and the card's title to which this, for example, this check item, newly created check item, belongs to. Alternatively, you can find you created check items in the task list panel. So I can see that there are 4 check items which have been already created. I can add the new checklist item here, or I can drop the checklist item in the calendar to schedule it. So then you can stretch it to change the duration as well. And if, for example, I can see this in the card with no check items, but I can create them right here by clicking this button to add the check item, and then I can schedule it by dropping it to on the calendar as well. To get a full picture of your availability, you can connect external calendars like Google or Outlook so that you can view and edit events right in Planyway. By clicking this button, you can do that by clicking this Add Calendar button. So here you can sign in with your Google or Outlook calendar. If we click here, we will be asked to log into our Google Calendar. The other calendars can be added through the icon link for viewing purposes only. So we can add any external calendar by URL with the help of this button. After you connect your Google Calendar to Planyway, so I have my Google Calendar connected here. After that, you can, after it will be added, you can add a new event to your Google Calendar from Planyway. Just click anywhere on the calendar. Then on the tab left corner, select the calendar to add a new events to. Here it is. Then specify time, so add card title, specify time and availability, add reminders and invitees here. So then you will see your Google events alongside your Trello cards from several connected boards. So that's how the multi-boarding looks like when you can see all your events from several connected calendars and your Trello cards from several connected boards in one place. On the other hand, you might need to sync Planyway cards with other calendars. In this case, make use of integrations. You can sync your boards with Google Calendar via Planyway. Um, in the following way, you can do that by clicking this button. Then you select which board you'd like to sync to your Google Calendar. Turn on the toggle. You need to do that for one board at a time, and sign in to your Google Calendar by clicking this button. And after the sync will be established, a new calendar with your board's name will be created in your Google Calendar. So every board has to be synced separately. That is an important thing. Well, and I would like to tell you about the time tracking as well. So you can get more control over your or your team's productivity by using the time tracking feature. Time tracking allows you to record the time you spend on tasks right inside the cards. I will go to inside of one of my cards, and the time entries can be added manually here. So specify what have you done. Completed. Completed. I have only one check item, so I meant that I completed my task. Then specify when, the date, and the spend time for this task. And you can also create the time entries automatically by clicking this timer, right? That you can also add the note about what has been done. Well, and in case you'd like to compare the estimated and actual time, add this estimation field, add the estimation time here, confirm. So now you can see the track time versus the estimated time. And in case you exceed your estimation, this field will be highlighted in red. Alternatively, you can go to the time tracking tab. Here it is, where the same data is visualized in a more comprehensive way. You can switch between two views, the list and calendar view. In the list view, you can create the time entries manually or automatically by clicking this button. It is possible to see only your efforts or any of your teammates by enabling this toggle. And if we switch to the calendar view, here you can create the time entries by dropping the card on a certain date, like this. Then you can stretch this card to change the duration of the time entry. I mean that you can extend by stretching, you can extend the spend time for this current task. And you can add the time entries for each day and for different time slots. For example, like this. Time tracking data, along with the other information, Planyway information, can be exported to the Excel or CSV file by clicking this button. And one more thing that I'd like to tell you about is the Reports tab and its options. So for example, if you need to see the total track time per task or per board or member, you can find this information in the Reports tab. Just select the date range here, apply, then apply the following filters. Here you can add any boards that you have in Trello, not only this one connected to my collection, but all your Trello boards are visible here and can be added for the analysis. And you can add members, and there under this chart, this table can be grouped by board and task. And here it is. We can see the total amount of spent time for the particular cards, parent cards. And one more view that you can use to manage your projects is timeline. Let's go to the timeline tab. The timeline view can be grouped by members, labels, by boards, lists, or non-grouping. In this case, you will receive a chart-like view. What else? This view is customizable, as you can use, let's switch back to the grouping by members, and you can use different timeline scales here, from daily to annual, hourly as well can be added. And with the help of these two buttons, you can also scale in or scale out your timeline this way. The team timeline, so the timeline grouped by members, is divided by lanes, which is represented by a team member added to your board, and all cards assigned to them show up in their lanes accordingly. You can change the order of the lanes, as well as hide members or add them by clicking this button. Here you can add your teammates to see their tasks on the timeline. All cards that you see on the timeline have colorful background as well. Cards can be created right on the timeline by clicking on a certain date, or they can be scheduled by dropping them from the task list panel on the timeline as well. Then you can move the card along the timeline to change its date, or stretch it to the left or to the right to change its duration. The cards can be reassigned from one member to the other by dropping them from one lane to the other lane. In this way, we can reassign the card from one member to the other member. So all options that I've already shown you in the calendar tab can be done here as well on the timeline tab. Apart from the web application, you can use Planyway as a power-up or Chrome extension. I will go to my Trello board right now, and here I have the home extension added to my Trello boards. By clicking this button, I receive a split screen view between Trello and Planyway. With Chrome extension, you will be able to drop the cards from your Trello board on the calendar. So here I have a timeline. I will switch to the calendar view and to the week view. Here it is. So in here you can drop the card to schedule it. Then you can stretch and there you can perform all the actions that I've already shown you when we were in the web application. And one last thing that I'd like to point out is our help guides and instructions. They can be found here. Help. Sorry. Help. So I hope that you will find these instructions helpful, but still, in case of any doubts or questions, please feel free to email us. You can do this by clicking this button, then add your message here describing the issue that you are facing, then attach the screenshot if possible this way, and send your questions to us. We will be happy to help you to resolve the issue. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you very much for your attention. Bye.